y soy Kenyana. Anyway, I'm very excited today to do this recap, which is stories from my passport about Argentina and Uruguay a bit, but mostly Argentina. So I did my study abroad in Argentina for like 5 months, January till May. That's when I left in 2015. And I was studying Spanish and Argentine history. Most of my Spanish is vamos, no es there, is not anymore, it's gone. But I still have my written and reading Spanish very intact. I just can't speak as much anymore just because like I don't have people to speak with. So is there anyone out there who wants to start practicing speaking Spanish with me? Because like I need to get the skill like up and running. I'm very excited to be telling you stories from Argentina. This is going to be in 3 parts. The first one we're going to talk about Buenos Aires mostly. The second part we'll talk about I think Gualeguaychú, which is where Carnaval happens. Yeah. Carnaval is, or carnival. Carnival, for those who do not understand what Carnaval is, eh? And then the last part will be about our travel to Patagonia and La Plata, which is like an hour outside Buenos Aires, and Uruguay. In between, I will be putting like my thoughts and experiences, the history of Argentina, Black people in Argentina, but mostly it's just gonna be like stories, because you're okay. And then most of the stories are gonna be drunk stories, because I think like Argentina was the height of my drunkenness. Sorry, mom. And there's just like a lot of things that happen when you're drunk. So most of these stories are gonna be that. And some of them are just gonna be like, you know, things that I enjoyed and loved, and you know, I don't know why I feel so like a musical, because I think Argentina really represents like the free-spirited side of me, and that's what I remember about it. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so Buenos Aires. For me, Buenos Aires is really like eating life with a big spoon. I enjoyed, like I savored every single day I was awake. Like I don't know, I think I also was very excited to go to Argentina just because like it really represented that like Latin side of life that I love. Deep down inside, I really think that I should have been born Latina, but it's okay. I am African and I am proud, but I really enjoyed being in Buenos Aires. So I'll start with like the key people that you'll keep on hearing in these stories. There's Katie, and there's Sky and Hoyle, and then the other people are like, you know, the, I don't know, Hollies and Mollies and Karens.
I still want to continue my friendship with Karen. Congratulations, Karen. You went like one of yours, Karen.
We like, I can't even remember their names, but like those are the key people. There are 2 Katies, Sky, who were like, the 4 of us were mostly like hanging out a lot together. So like people would meet us and they'd be like, okay, you know, like kind of the what is it called, those riddles, like why did the chicken cross the road? Literally we were like a black, an Asian, a Jew, and a redhead were in the club together. Solve the riddle. Like that's, people would look at us and just be like, why, how did the 4 of you end up together? So Katie was my roommate, and then the other Katie was also part of the study abroad group, and we had so much fun together. We traveled so much, we like went out together, we took care of each other, and like really I just want to express love to these women. Like y'all are amazing travel buddies. You know, like the way they say choose your travel buddies the way you pick out stones from your beans. Yeah, those ones, they're the good beans, because we had so much fun. I really loved Katie, my roommate, because like, so Katie is like very good at reading and writing Spanish, but like her tongue does not pick up the you know like hola, me llamo Katie, blah 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 blah, you know. So she's like your typical redhead, you know, hola, me llamo Katie. But like we had so much fun with Katie. Oh my gosh. I remember there was this time we were having dinner with our host family. So we did leave. I think we were living in Palermo, like on the cusp of Palermo and Recoleta in Buenos Aires. And so our host mom was called Tete. God bless her soul. Tete used to we used to have dinner every day with her, I think except on Saturdays or Sunday. And then she'd tell us stories from her young life and everything. So there's this day oh yeah, Jesus is Lord. There was this day she was telling us about her stories, I think from like Kitambo. And then the story was actually like a doom story. So apparently like this guy, I think he was sleepwalking or something, and then he went and fell in a ditch and died. And then because Katie sometimes like would just like bullshit through these conversations and pretend like, hey, see and like she doesn't get anything. So it ended with like he died, and then Katie was like, ha ha ha. And I was like, Katie, this guy was sleepwalking, he fell in the ditch and died. And she was like, oh, lo siento. Oh, I love this. But yeah, anyway, I'll give you guys like how a day in my student life was. Okay, so a day in my student life, usually we'd wake up at like around 8-9 because classes were in the afternoon. So in the morning we wake up, we go for running. I still don't like running. We go run, we do some workouts in the park. Also, every single person in Buenos Aires has like a trainer, and like everyone is just like, you know, like stick thin, like yo, as in you just like really have to have very high self-esteem to be in that society, to be honest. But I think that's mostly Buenos Aires, because like when I went to other cities, they were more like, you know, curvy, voluptuous and all of that stuff. But Buenos Aires, a lot of people were very concerned with, I think, their presentation and how their bodies looked. And a lot of people worked out, people were eating salads for lunch. Most of the women that I saw were like very skinny, like, you know, model type bodies. And I was okay, I was fine. Like, I'm like very high self-esteem, but like I don't know how growing up in that society would be. Anyway, that's not the focus of this. But yeah, so we go running, come back, have breakfast, maybe like tea and bread and some I don't know, fruits, and then go for lunch. So maybe do homework, and then at like 12-ish we head out for school. So we used to take the subte. I think that's what they call. Is that the train or is that the buses? I don't know, I cannot remember. We used to take the bus to school, and then we go get comida al peso, which is like it's a buffet, but you weigh your food afterwards to pay for it. Anyway, okay, so we get the food, then we eat our foods, then we go to class. Class, I think, was from 2 to 5 or 1 to 4 p.m. 3 hours of intensive Spanish classes, and then once a week we'd have Argentine history. And like, I really did enjoy those classes. I had very good classmates, most of them, not all of them. Yeah, and then after 5 p.m. that's where, like, I don't know, like life just doesn't stop. Okay, so also one thing that I think Latin America and also part of Europe do is the afternoon siesta. So at around like 2 p.m. to 4, businesses will close and people will like go and actually take a nap. And then you wake up at 4, the businesses start opening. Like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. people start having their merienda, which is like the meal before dinner, because dinner will be at 10 p.m. So you will start eating dinner. No, you have like pre-dinner snack. Maybe have like a media luna, which is kind of like a croissant, but not quite, with like cafe. Or you can have like an empanada. Oh my gosh, yo, empanadas. yeah, like the cafe is like, the cafe life was just so good. You can have like a sandwich. What was the name of the most common sandwich? I can't remember, but it had ham and cheese inside. At first I was just like, oh, me gustaría blah blah blah, and then they bring it, I'm just like, oh, it's just ham and cheese. I'll get the name and I'll like put it here. Anyway, so now in the evenings, that's where like, I don't know, things just came alive. We'd go to museums, we'd go to Mundolingo. It's like a meeting of like a melting pot of languages basically, because I made friends from Buenos Aires, friends from like why do I want to say Egypt, not Egypt, from Europe, different people who are trying to learn Spanish, and locals who are trying to learn English. So it was like such a nice environment, and also like a good space to meet people and like just make friends, and it was really amazing. And I keep saying, like Buenos Aires was just like eating life with a big spoon, you know? Like we'd go to museums, and I really enjoyed going to museums. Or not just museums, but like going for performances. There's Teatro Colón, which is one, translates I guess to Colón Theater or something, where like there's performances and operas. Like, okay, I could not afford to get the box seats, but you get the like the topmost section, which apparently here that's the best place to actually sit, because the acoustics are really much better up there than uko hivyo chini. Wale watu wenye wanajifanya ati wanaangalia hapo hivyo mbele, lakini uko hivyo juu, you're the one who's getting the sound, and it's like perfect. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing that. I loved watching tango. So I am Latina at heart, okay? I love salsa, bachata, cumbia, tango. Okay, tango not so much because it's so structured, and I like the more of like you know, I like flowing. Like, so salsa, bachata, kizomba is one of my favorite ones, and then tango, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it because people are doing it, but I won't necessarily do it like as my first dance, okay? There was also just a lot of art like on the streets, a lot of graffiti. I used to love going to San Telmo, which is one of the markets, Ferias and San Telmo, I think. And there's a plaza there where they have tango performances. There's people who are like doing puppet shows, like this one that I'll put here. There's people like just singing. There was this orange juice that they used to make. It was like an orange juice like squeezing machine. They cut it in half and then they put it in this thing and press it, and then it drains over ice. I don't know where those oranges were from, but they were the sweetest orange juice. Hey, my guys, you know, I feel like I just need, sometimes I think I romanticize Argentina because I was a student, but I really did enjoy myself there, and like I enjoyed my life there. And then now, because orange juice, now food was so good. And mostly like when I travel, you won't find me eating pizza, well, unless like I'm coming back from the club and I'm drunk, which is what I used to do there. There's this place called Kentucky Pizza, which is it just didn't make sense, because like I'm used to Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, but like Kentucky is not even known for pizza. But they used to have this cheese and onion, and like when you're wasted in the morning and you eat that cheese and the onion, oh god, it was so darn good. I loved eating that. That was the only pizza I ate. But apart from that, like everything else I ate was like local food, milanesa, what else? Oh, we drank a lot of mate. We'd go to the park. So from Recoleta, which is one of the neighborhoods, from Recoleta there's a cemetery there, and then next to the cemetery there's a market and like an open space where people would just come. And there was this man who used to like play the guitar, and it was just like, you know, Spanish guitar, and like it's so soothing, it's so nice, and you're there like sipping the orange juice, and you probably have like a burger in your hand with the freshest of meats. It was just so good, guys. I just want to go back. Like, it was so good. We ate a lot of tenedor libre, which is buffet, and buffet for meat. Buffet for meat. My love language is food. One of the foods is meat. Like, it was one of the best meats that I have eaten in my life. Like, till now, I don't know what they put in Argentine beef. I do not know, but it's literally just salt, and then they smoke it, and it's so good. It's so good. So we did a lot of the tenedor libre, and they also have malbec and other types of wines, which, because like there's Mendoza, which is known for wine, and I think that's where like I developed like a good liking for good wines, and also bad ones. But like I found like really good wines in Argentina. What else do we like eating? Yo, I can only remember the meat, and like they have really nice sausage too. What else? Yeah, so we ate a lot, which was really good for our tummies. And I remember, so one of the things that you can also do, which is connected to food and art and like enjoying the space, is visiting estancias. It's kind of like, you know, like in telenovelas, I don't know why I'm speaking so fast, I'm just so excited. In telenovelas where they're like El Cuerpo del Deseo, like Storm Over Paradise. So I think it was like Storm whatever, El Paraíso or something. And they have like a ranch, literally there are ranches. And so one of the first things that we did was go to a ranch. I think it was like La Estancia. Gosh, I cannot even remember the name, but it was so nice. There was this man who was like, you know, that relationship that people have with their horses, it's actually true. Like, he was cuddling the horse and like singing to it and like rubbing its fur. Yo, that horse looked like it could give us a tutorial on how to make your skin clear. Like, it was so beautiful. We had asado, which is the barbecue. Like, it was just like a really nice experience at a ranch. So that's also another thing you could do in Buenos Aires, and I believe also other parts of Argentina. In Buenos Aires, there's really not like a beach. No, there's really, wait, is Buenos Aires on the river? It's on the river. River, gosh, what's the name of this river? I've forgotten, but there's a huge river that passes through, and on the river they've created beaches. So if you want, you can go and chill on the beach. One of the things that I realized, that people are also like very comfortable in their bodies. So like thong bikinis were a thing, and I'm just like, yo, me and my African bamba, we cannot try. Please, somebody give me some shots, because that's what we're gonna wear to the beach. And people just loved chilling. Okay, so another thing was I went during the summer spring season, so maybe this is why like there was a lot of activities happening outside, but I know from May-ish it turns into like winter, and I wasn't there to witness that. So there was just like a lot of outside things that you could do. And another thing that you have to do is to explore the nightlife. Like, I think Buenos Aires, like Nairobi, people are in the club every single day. Like, we would leave class, go home and chill. So, you know, in the US, people go to the club much earlier because clubs close at 2 a.m. In Buenos Aires, they're like Nairobi, we go all night. Like, people they just do it, but then people start getting to the club at like 11 midnight. So you can leave class, you go home, you take a nap, you wake up, you eat your dinner, and then you go to the club. So one of the clubs that we really loved was, I think it was called Club 74 or 79, and it only played like you know, what's love got to do with it, what's love. That's the kind of music it played. What do you call this kind of music? Yo guys, like, I feel like I'm getting amnesia. Like, no words are coming to me because I'm just like overjoyed by emotion. Anyway, we loved going to this club, and then at some point there was a day we were like, you know, let's go to Club 74 or 70, I don't know, whatever. And then we get there and the doors are closed. We check their Facebook and then they're saying, thank you Buenos Aires for whatever number of years that you have enjoyed being with us. We are closing our doors. I was so sad. I was so sad. I peed in front of their door. I really did need to pee, so you can't really blame me. I'm not proud of the things I've done, but like I just wanted to go and have like a nice time with my friends, and it was closed. But why this place is really special to me, this is where I met my first Argentine spring chicken, you know, my fling. So I remember that day we were with my friends, and like I think I was at the bar, and then this guy comes and says,
hey, hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo me llamo Camilo. Me llamo Camilo y quería comprar un drink para ti.
Like, oh yes, Juan, please serenade me, please. And like I think at this point I don't know, like I did really romanticize like being married to a Latino or something. So yeah, we had drinks, and then the rest was not history because we definitely broke up like I think 6 weeks later over text. He broke up with me. Guys, I was dumped. I was dumped over text. After he ghosted me for like 2 weeks. Anyway, we'll get to the end of that story, but like I really did enjoy the short stint that I had with Camilo. We went, I think one of the things when you do travel to places, get yourself a local friend. It doesn't have to be a boyfriend or a boo thing. Just get yourself a local friend, because he took me to places I would not necessarily have gone to. He was a musician. He also like came from a rich family, because like he was struggling with what he wanted to do with his life. He had gone to law school, his dad, and then he came and just told his dad, padre, no quiero hacer law, whatever, abogado or something. I don't want to become a lawyer. So he stopped being a lawyer, he became a musician. This is like only rich kids can do stuff like this, because like where me, we need Tango Kangashi. I go tell my mother, hey, where? By fire, by thunder, by force, you will become a lawyer that day. You will stick to the plan. Anyway, so he took me to places. We went out for dinner. I went to his performances, and it was like really nice. His club was like kind of like UB40 wannabe, you know, like playing such type of songs, but they were okay, they were fine. Okay, so that's my memory of Club 74. But then we did go to other places also, and just like saw a lot of different nightlives. There's usually a lot of performances over the summer. So one that we went is called Bomba del Tiempo, which happens like at this neighborhood. I can't remember the neighborhood, and it's amazing. It's just like guys with drums, and you know, like and like all this like fire. It was so good. So I went there with my friends, and like we had such an amazing time. And there's a lot of such performances that happen in Buenos Aires. So like if watching events and like watching people dancing is your kind of thing, that's definitely one of the things that you should be doing. Of course, at the moment we are social distancing, so this is all just a recap of stuff that I have done before, so that we can remind ourselves that, you know, beyond being within walls, beyond being enclosed and self-isolating, that there's a life that we can look forward to. And one day soon, guys, please stay indoors, please stay indoors. Hopefully by June we will still be able to get and enjoy the outdoors the way maybe we have done before, or we will have developed a way to do it efficiently and effectively without people getting infected. So stay safe, stay home, wait for episode 2, which I will be talking about Gualeguaychú and Carnaval and all the things that we did there, because what happens in Gualeguaychú stays in Gualeguaychú. That's the Vegas of Argentina.